I'd be remiss if I didn't bring something up about sports. And I'd like to get each one of your thoughts about this. I've always felt that playing sports was invaluable to leadership development. Many of the cadets and midshipmen at your institutions are athletes participating on the various academy sports teams. They represent the best of your institutions and our country. Occasionally, some of these athletes develop to an elite level and are forced to forego living out their dreams of playing the sport they love at a professional level because of outdated regulations governing their service obligations. I'd like to see this year's NDAA reflect a serious commitment to these outstanding individuals. When appropriate, these cadets and midshipmen should graduate and commission with their classes and defer their service obligation until their professional sports playing careers are complete. These would be commissioned officers in our armed services, subject to the same rules and regulations as their peers, while at the same time providing valuable exposure and increased visibility to the academics while they play sports at the highest level. I know that's not protocol for what we do as we speak, but General, I'd like to get your thoughts on that. With an all-volunteer military now, we are looking for possible ways to get more and more young men and women involved in our academies.
Yeah. Senator, the Army is a team contact sport. That's how I view the Army. And those young men and women that are coming into the Army, regardless of their background and upbringing, better be prepared to get involved in a team contact sport, because that's what you all as the citizens of our nation ask of us. As a result, when we think through, the development of leaders of character, I'm looking for I may not be the best player, because numbers don't always define somebody's potential. I'm looking for the best player for the team. And for those individuals that have the elite capability to pursue professional sports, I absolutely support. And I think that we have to look at measures, as you outlined, from a commissioning perspective, that would allow those individuals to go into the professional sport of whatever their talent is in, execute that, and then have them serve in the Army. And I think there are combinations of ways to do that, through not only active service concurrent with their respective playing for a team. Of course, there are different things that have to go with that, with moving them around and such if they're traded, or there's the deferral of the respective active duty service obligation that they have. But I think that it results in multiple benefits, not only to each of our academies, but I think it benefits our services also through deliberate outreach and engagement that we would ask of those talented individuals.
Thank you. Admiral?
Sir, when I was a midshipman 4th class, Napoleon McCallum was my upper class. The original Admiral, David Robinson, was also an upper class. They were heroes of mine. I saw how brilliant they did in their careers to not only bring in incredible talent to the Navy, to the Naval Academy, as well to supporting our nation. There are many ways to serve, sir, and they did brilliantly in that. So I'm a huge fan of it. I appreciate that we may look at this. I think that the return on investment is incredible, and I fully support it, sir.
Thank you. General?
Sir, Tuberville, I also, as a freshman, looked up to one Chad Hennings, a monster of a football player.
Big old boy.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
And benefited greatly. He also, during that time, his value was not only was he an amazing football player, but he also went out and served and flew combat operations in Desert Storm during that time, bringing both of that media value, that recruiting value to bear, the service and the professional capabilities. And I believe where the NDAA is now, by giving us an opportunity for 3 per year, is a great opportunity for us to pick those truly elite athletes that can go on to that next level. As a data point, over the last 5 years, we've had 20 Air Force Academy cadets, or excuse me, 22 that have moved forward into professional sports. 13 met their first seasons and unfortunately were not able to continue, and they came back to active duty, and 9 are continuing. And over that time, that 2 to 3 is, I think, an opportunity for us to continue to go forward. I would also ask, sir, as we have this conversation for pro sports, to have a fulsome conversation of the impact of the transfer portal on our military service academies and how that is taking young men and women away from service to the nation until they've had an opportunity to blossom as leaders.
Yeah. Well, that's a great point. And I look forward to visiting with all 3 of you about this before our NDAA is put together this June. NIL is a huge problem, and I understand it's a huge problem for you also. So, again, we'll sit down. I want to sit down with all 3 of you before we get to that point in June, and hopefully we can work something out, because I think it'd be a great tool for all of you for recruiting, because y'all take our best and brightest. And all of us in here, all the senators and congressmen, we have an opportunity to send the best young men and women we possibly have in our states, and you do a great job with them. So I want to thank you for coming today. This is a fact-finding mission. We haven't done it in 30 years. We'll do it again next year, and hopefully we'll make it bigger and brighter. We just want to enlighten people about what you do, because leadership, discipline, teamwork is everything that goes along with what our country's about. And again, it's so important. We can't really do this enough, but thanks again for what you do, how you do it, and tell all of your cadets and midshipmen that we're for them. And I look forward to being on the Board of Visitors at the Air Force Academy this year and visiting with you. And again, you're our future, and we hope you use our young people at your convenience, but also give them the best and brightest future they can possibly get, because we're going to go as a country as how they go. So thanks again, and this has been a good hearing, and this hearing is adjourned. Thank you.